So here's some tips for new investors. If you're new to trading and investing, no prior experience, it's obviously a daunting task. The biggest challenge is where to start and what to learn. There's a problem of plenty on the internet. There's tons of data available. Who do you follow? What do you follow? What should you learn first? So you really, and the focus of the group is to keep this as simple as possible. Why spend, I don't want to spend 4 hours making a chart when you can get the idea out of a simple chart. Using 5 different indicators at this point. It's really about just understanding some basics of support, resistance, some basic patterns. Volume for confirmation is good. But the amount of data that's out there for new investors is just overwhelming, and I know that. So I try to keep it simple. This is just a quote from this article. I believe gamblers are here to make millions. They don't need any tips considering their sole objective is gambling. At best, they win. Worst case, they fold. But either way, they're doing is gambling, and that requires very little formal training. It's about their gut feeling and a bit of luck. So if you're into that category, this article is not for you. Don't be a gambler. You can make somewhat educated decisions based on the charts and TA. And so really that's the goal. And it's harder. Let's face it. Sometimes I don't want to sit down and learn a new idea as far as charting goes. But as soon as it starts to pay off, I feel a lot better about the things that I've learned. A huge advantage that you have, and I wish I had it, was this group. I wish I had somebody I could reach out to and say, hey, what do you think about this? Because what happens is you read all these messages, watch all these videos, and you kind of get an answer, or you kind of know what this person would say and answer, how they would answer your question, but it's not exactly answering your question. So it's nice to be, for me, I wish I would have had somebody like, well, what about this? How do I do this? What do I do this? You have basically, I try to stay pretty active in the group. What kind of time commitment are you willing to give to learn and trade? Are you a part-timer? Are you a full-timer? If you're a part-timer, your learning curve is going to be a little bit different than a full-timer. Obviously, you're going to onboard your crypto, probably, Bittrex, Coinbase, Gemini. Then I would recommend trading on Binance. It's pretty good. I've been using it since it opened. Stay away from dodgy and shady exchanges with low liquidity. You get involved with some of these small exchanges. There's a lot of risk. Yeah, reward's higher though. I agree. But it's just so much easier on there's so much liquidity on Binance. So, and that's even with the market performing like it is now. Deposit a small amount. Do not start with a bunch of money. A lot of people ended up the situation that they're in right now because they didn't understand what they're doing and they put in a lot more money than they should have in the beginning. I put my money in kind of slow and steady, and a lot of people went all in December and January. So you can't fault yourself for the mistakes you made in the past. The key is you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do to make sure it's different in the future? I do not recommend paper trading. Don't trade on paper. Trade on an exchange. Trade with $10. Get used to how to use the trade. Basically, limit orders, stop limit orders, market buys, learn how to trade on the exchange that you're going to use, just so you get used to it and comfortable with it. Go to Coinigy.com, set up a free 1-month trial there. After that expires, go to TradingView. You can possibly go back and forth. Now, do not randomly start trading based on some Twitter, Telegram, Discord messages randomly. Try to spend some time learning the basics of trading. You have to know, okay, if I get in this trade, how am I going to exit? If something goes wrong, how do I know to exit? So you're not going to be an expert overnight, but at least you're going to learn what you are getting into. Find a mentor if you can. Check. I am learning constantly. I have learned more teaching you guys in the past few months than I've learned, possibly in the 6 months prior to that. So it's amazing how much helping other people. And that's why I think this group is a beautiful thing, because if you guys help each other, if I'm not around for something, most of you guys know the answer. Take a second and answer these questions. Do not complicate your life by trying to learn too many things. Follow good quality people. Replicate their strategies. See if you can find some of repetitive pattern in what they're doing. Or I would consider all the charts that I'm posting on Coinigy. Go ahead, draw the same charts. Just mimic my charts, and then you'll understand why I'm doing it. And over time, you'll really start to pick this up a lot better. Don't start blindly taking trades. You don't want to crowdsource your trades from all different places. Learning is more important than earning at this stage. And I know you don't want to hear this. I know you're ready. I'm in this group. I'm in this group and I'm ready to make money today. This market's terrible. You've got to you've got to walk before you can run. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to run if you can't walk first. You've got to take some time and learn this market. Focus on learning, and it's going to make the results so much more profitable. Keep it simple. I try to do that for you. Don't try exotics, this article says. Mining masternodes, ICOs just yet. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. I know there's plenty of people in the group have tried all the above. Slowly start taking smaller trades based on the knowledge you've gathered so far. Have a trading plan. Write this down. I used to put my trading plan in front of me on a notepad. I'd add to it every day. On your trading plan, you're going to write things down like, okay, these are the 8 coins that I'm going to look at every single day. I'm going to look at the charts and I'm going to understand what the charts are doing and saying. And you just be, possibly you're writing down your emotions. How do I feel? Okay, Bitcoin just did this, just lost 5%. I feel like this. Everybody else in the market's feeling this, or it sounds like this. This is so hard to trade on a phone. I can't successfully trade on a phone. So if you're trying to trade on a phone, I definitely encourage you to invest in this $350 laptop with 1080p display, and you'll be good. You want to learn things. Focus on learning support and resistance. That's very important. You really want to be able to identify a trend, and I've got videos on both of those. This article says don't bother much about fundamental analysis for crypto, because right now there's not really anything unfundamental about it. These cryptos, it's just really elaborate pump and dumps. That's all it is. It's just people trading this. I don't even have to look at a lot of these projects fundamentally. I can trade off the charts. If you're wanting to open up long positions and hold these coins for 5 years, that's one thing. A lot of cryptocurrency is investing in cryptos that other people will perceive as going to be successful, because the reality is, and where it came from, the idea of buy the rumor, sell the news, is the news normally isn't anything what we want to hear. Everybody in crypto wants to hear, yeah, mainstream adoption's happening tomorrow or 3 years from now. It's not going to happen. We can't even get backed up and running. ETF is, far away. So really about how are people going to perceive these cryptos. So this news is part of the perception, because people see news and it's basically helps them build their beliefs on how a crypto is going to do. You want to see, okay, they have strong teams. They have, their team is built well. They've been successful before in another crypto project. That what happens a lot of times in crypto, say Dan Larimer, who is involved in EOS, he's moved from Steemit to BitShares, BTS is a ticker, and now he's on EOS. Charles Hoskinson, he started out Ethereum and then he went to ADA. Like they move around, they get to a point and then they just move. Because you have to remember they get paid their big bulk of these coins at the beginning, and so then it's like, well, maybe it gets frustrating for them. Then they just move to a different project. They were involved in the startup of these cryptos, and they were huge holders. They probably own more coins than most people combined, because they were involved since the inception, and they quickly moved to other coins. So they saw, for whatever they saw, they wanted to do something better, improve on something, or they didn't like that something they saw, they moved. So it's really about what people perceive these projects could do in the future. So you take a look at Tron. The BitTorrent token is huge right now. Well, what could Tron do in the future? Well, this is the team, this is the partnerships they have. If you see these coins that are set up to be perceived by people, well, whether they do it or not, that's kind of far away. So you really have to look at how people are going to perceive these cryptos. And those are the ones that you have to buy, because you're buying and trading on speculation in cryptocurrency. My favorite, try to be in the company of positive people. This group is very positive. Also, it's important that this group stay extremely positive, and we're really blessed with a lot of, like-minded people that we can share our ideas with. We can become friends. We're going on a crypto cruise together one day. Like, things are going to be good. It's really, and we're also a team. Like, we work together. We're basically trying to share news and share, we'll start sharing charts a little bit more in the future. But, everybody's kind of learning at their own pace. If people ask questions, a lot of people are looking to help others out. So I'm really happy with where this group has headed. Always try to help others if you can. If not, stick to your own business and focus on improving your knowledge. The key here is continue to learn every single day. A lot of people get caught up watching the YouTube crypto entertainment, and it's so much opinion, which I don't know. I'm just kind of torn because I think really I want you guys to form your own opinions. When you get educated to a level where you basically are forming your own opinions and you become independent of what other people are thinking, because you don't really want to buy into what other people are thinking, because then you run into this, basically developing a herd mentality. So you want to kind of stay away. I don't watch a lot of other YouTubers. I'll watch some technical analysis stuff is good, but that's just my take on it. So I appreciate you guys. I've got this video out to you. Definitely, I have quite a few more coming in the next few days. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.